Oshio. Um, I'm not for sure how you pronounce your handle. ID Bellacy. Bellacy. Anyway, I just wanted to make a comment, and I noticed that you're really into, well, for a lack of better words, I guess you'd say. I notice that you're into arguing. You're what I would call arguing, finding something to pick at. Let me say, I had been where you are, so to speak. That is, I've been a young person who's been there, seen it, done it, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm one. I will not get into arguing. Uh, there's nothing really that I myself can sit there and prove. When someone else has already got their mindset, what can I prove? I can prove nothing. And I've seen all this. I'm no Solomon. I'm not the wisest man in the world. But here's the thing. I've been through paganism, all the things that young people do, you name it. Uh, I sit there and did all that, but I'll tell you one thing. God is real, whether you will accept that or not, even though evidence is around you plainly. And I just noticed here on your posting about homosexuality, you pull out the Bible, something from what I see you know nothing about, because you don't even live for God. Because a person who lives for God wouldn't spout the things that you have spouted. But I'm not here to. I'm not doing this video to to prove anything. I have nothing to prove, because when I see in defense of the Bible and of God, the Bible and God defends itself. The Bible defends itself. God defends Himself, and I think He does a pretty good job of it too. It's usually when people want to get into this, prove this and this and that. There's a time and a place for things, yes, but people get into arguments. They get heated up and things, and I have seen so much with the young people and even some of the older ones get into this nitpicking and trying to get the other ones goat up, and but the way I see it, I have no time for that. But you had mentioned something to me, when we were talking. I had on a posting on a deal about is Satan versus Israel, and I just want to comment it because my fingers get to hurting if I go typing too much, and you don't get a lot in on the typing on comments here. But the thing is, I just want to let you know, when it comes to enemies, the Bible describes in the New Testament what an enemy of God is. What anything that's a friend of the world, and the things that are of the world and things like that. There's an enemy of God. In Islam and things with it is with all its teaching. If you know anything about Islam, about the history of Islam, its early beginnings, and I ain't got time for that, especially in 10 minutes. But the thing is, from all it teaches, it makes it an enemy of God. Is it my enemy? If it's an enemy of God, it's my enemy. Because your enemy, or a person who, like, if you was a Christian, a Jew, whatever, you're an enemy of Islam, and they want to kill you. Simple as that, if you know anything about it. But here's the thing. with Jesus and the teaching of the Bible, it doesn't teach hate. It teaches you to love, to forgive. It tells you to pray for them, not to wish them ill. Though you got people who claim to be Christians out there who does not show this. Being a Christian is more in words. It's the way one lives their life according to what the Bible says, and follows the examples that Jesus Christ and the apostles had set. So, in other words, a true Christian has true light. And I believe a person should preach hell, fire, and brimstone, but not the way they're doing it. I agree that is very wrong out there, but I'm getting off on the wrong thing. I guess maybe it's just I'm getting old. But anyway, my point is about enemies. No matter who they are, whether it's your neighbor next door who hates you. See, you can have an enemy, though there might not be. I mean, I can have someone on my part who might not be my enemy, but on their part, I am their enemy. But however you want to look at it, the thing is, you're supposed to love your enemies. Those who hate you, those who wish you ill, who don't want anything good on your behalf, you pray for them and love them. Yeah, you don't see a lot of that in Christianity. If they demand things from you, to take things from you, well, whether you like it or not, you give to them and pray for them. If a person wants to borrow from you, you give it to them. And if that person don't pay back, don't expect it back. Just don't expect it back, period. That's what Jesus taught us to do and be. And we have to follow that. How many follow it? There is a lot, but then there is a lot that don't. And everyone tries to judge Christianity for what they see just in America. Now, there's countries overseas where Christians over there that show a very good example of Christianity. But the thing is, my enemies, I got news for you. Everyone has enemies of some sort somewhere. But you're supposed to love them. And I know a lot of people that throughout the years, before I even decided to get my life really straightened out to live for Jesus, I made enemies. And I hated Christians. Boy, I remember I'd started out in church, got out away from church, and boy, did I hate Christians and everything, but I got to realizing one truth. One truth is that a person can't use them as an excuse for why they can't live for God. It's simple as that, because we all got to stand before God. And when you stand before a holy God, what are you going to say? What are you going to say, and what are you going to do? You're not going to point at someone else. You will be too afraid, too frightened. It doesn't matter if it's me or who it is. If we're not living right, and we use, when I say right, according to the Bible and living for God, as the Bible prescribes, and I point at someone else, I have no excuse. There is none. But I found that it's up to me. It's my choices, and I got to pay for them, good or bad. So don't you and everyone. But enemies, well, that was my answer about the enemy thing. So I do not wish you ill, because I don't even know you. Even if I did, I would not wish you ill. I hope God will help you and bless you. So shalom and peace, my friend.